Welcome to the MBL Rookie Draft. Today we'll see teams select franchise players who will forever change the culture of the team while having immediate success. While some teams will weigh risk versus reward, banking on a player's potential to develop. Some players will go on to be champions, Hall of Famers. Even though they were drafted in later rounds, their success won't be denied. You are witnessing the leader in full immersion gaming, the Madden Bomber League. So join our journey today. Go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com and take your chance to become a legend and forever be remembered like Lucky Jordan, Asa Sherrard, because legends never die. And you're watching the MBL Network.
And we are indeed live. It is the season 38 MBL Rookie Draft. So happy you guys are here joining us tonight. I am OSU, your MBL Network Director. I'm hanging out with the commissioner of the MBL. It is Bomber. And Bomber, I'm looking around at things look a little different around here. I got a desk. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff right now. Sorry about the delay there. We got a bunch of new stuff here on the show. It's going to be a great rookie draft. You see the desk right there. OSU, the head man at the desk. No pun intended. I got the MBL gear on. Speaking of MBL gear, we're going to be doing some giveaways tonight. So excited about that as well.
I can't get my chair any higher. Legitimate, like, listen, this wasn't it. This wasn't my call. What do you want me to do? You want me to sclam an admin?
Yeah, give Sclam moderator, and let's go ahead and get a poll up tonight, Sclam, about if he's in the building. Is there any mods in the building? We can create a poll using the Nightbot commands, and let's do it. It'll be exclamation point poll, and let's see who we think is going to have the best draft tonight. Put about 10 guys in that column for to do some answers, and we'll see who wins. Or how about this? Who's having the best draft? So we can do it continuously as we're rocking and rolling.
Yes, as you can see behind me, I'm at Radio City Music Hall. It's busy. It's quiet, but it's busy. Okay, I look it up. I'm not gonna. Yeah, figure it out. It's the rookie draft, season 38, which is still sort of weird to say. Season 37, Bomber, felt like flew by. We're here in season 38, and this is a weird part in the cycle because you're sort of you're over halfway through. So some of these guys, they're not going to reach their full potential, but there's enough time left that you can really develop some high quality rookies into solid starters.
Yeah, you absolutely can. At this point, especially if you can get that superstar dev trait. We know that takes about a year to get them rocking and rolling on the field, and maybe you get a nice draft. The lineman position, you can bring in somebody that can be your fourth or fifth lineman starting on your team day one. So there's a lot of options out there. But yeah, with us being more than halfway through this cycle, we're already sitting in the fourth month of 2019. It's about getting those guys, less about their age. Usually when we draft guys, we look at 21, 22. If you got a guy 24 ready to rock and roll, you take them in this draft. Obviously, they're not going to get to 30 years old, so this is a very different style of draft today. And the quarterback pool is very slim tonight. You saw the Titans make a move all the way up. They're going to be drafted at number 3.
I have been patient. This is as good as the camera gets. Okay? Yeah, I appreciate everybody in there telling me how to. It does not get better, okay? I'm done.
Yeah, we've already tried it.
We've
been
tried
troubleshooting it
everything.
forever.
It's why we're 15 minutes late. We tried to get it to work. It does. Jamie made it for the overlay, but my camera is set up specifically. I don't have a ton of room here to make things work, so I appreciate everybody. We've tried it all.
It is what it is. Saying, I didn't even notice OSU's desk. That's sick. Yeah. I like the look. We're gonna figure. It's gonna look even better next year. But it is what it is right now, and it looks great. But unisolated, of course, he's driving from the passenger seat.
It's not like I sat here for 20 minutes past the draft and went, maybe I should make it look like this. Listen, we tried a lot of things, but I don't have I'm already in a small room. It's what it is. Because if I don't have it, I'll show you what it looks like. If I don't have it, there's now this awkward black bar below everything. Jamie, you did great. Logistically here, it's on my end.
I think it looks good. I'm sorry unisolated is bothered by it. But
Porter did it too. Porter's like, scoot forward. If I scoot forward, I'm under the desk.
There's not a real desk there. Does anybody realize that? The desk is not real.
No, it's not a real desk. Yeah, could you scoot
forward?
Real
desk, guys. Hey, can you get up on that desk more? Put your elbows on it. Doesn't exist. Part 2 of that, unisolated. We got somebody that can handle unisolated anyways. Man, we can always call the dog on him. You know what I mean? Run the bus in the building. And we'll stick them on an isolate. That'll be the end of that.
That's all I got. There's literally just shrink OSU's head. Yeah, I'll just go really small. Deca says small room looks like Radio City Music Hall. Yeah. It has gotten much smaller in the past. Yeah, Bomber, go ahead and hit that start button. We can just roll.
All right, let's resume the draft. Sim to end. Here we go, rocking and rolling. Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers, Tennessee Titans, Los Angeles Chargers, Buffalo Bills. First 5 picks in the draft tonight.
I guess let's show off some of those other sweet graphics that we got here. Big shout out to Jamie.
How about that? Yeah.
Jamie did this whole overlay. Darcy and I did this other stuff. Hold on, I gotta fix something.
Yeah, top 5 picks tonight. Something worthy of note in the top 10.
There it is.
Houston Texans.
Right there. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Picks.
Shout out to Darcy Knight for these graphics. These are really cool. Steelers have the number 1 overall pick. 0-16 this past season. It's been rough for Gibbs since he came back, Bomber. 2-30, only 2 wins since returning to the MBL. The MBL draft pros predict he's gonna go outside linebacker Harris Mosley. I'm not sure if that's true though, because there's a wide receiver at the top that looks pretty good.
Yeah, there's a speedster out there that a lot of people are looking at. I don't see that speedster getting out of the top 5, and I know the Pittsburgh Steelers shopped this pick. Remember that? They were talking about we're willing to move back. So they weren't set in stone. They were hoping somebody would come in here for a quarterback. The Titans did the best they could, but they ended up coming up short at 3, and they went with Devontae Hardy, the quarterback, the speedster cornerback, who I have projected as probably the second best talent in the draft.
I can pull him up. Hold on. Devontae Hardy. Boom, there he is. This is what he was scouted at. B+ man, B+ press, C zone, but he ran that 4.42 40-yard dash. And that's probably a big reason why old Gibbs took him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the speed, athleticism to keep up. And he's going to do phenomenal. Now I'm really interested where the Niners are going to go. We have the team card for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, we talked about that just a second ago, what they've been since he's returned to the NBL. I think this is a good pickup with Devontae Hardy. He's got the speed to keep up with the JU Ice, and I think he's going to be a solid player. He's one of those guys you definitely want on your roster in the last 3 seasons of the cycle. Hopefully 3.
I gave you the wrong doc for the team study. Okay. It's all, listen, we're all working with new stuff here. So if you excuse me, I'm going to open up apparently a different file. Apparently Darth Knight saw something and he was not happy.
Darth Knight, the ever perfectionist. Darth Ben's going to make us wait the entire time for his pick as well.
So cool. I got time to open this up.
Yeah, you got it.
By the way, Darth Knight panicked so hard he sent me the link to the actual team cards 4 times in a span of a minute. He's like, I messed up, man. Send. But big shout out to Darth Knight.
Appreciate everybody watching. If you're in the chat, let everybody in the MBL and Grid know we got some great stuff tonight. Phenomenal new overlay, some new graphics from Darth Knight, Jamie with the overlay, OSU on the call here, analyzing every pick in the first round. We're gonna go about an hour tonight. So really excited about the show tonight and what we're going to bring to the table. MBL Season 38 Rookie Draft. If you want to join the MBL, go to 365.mat@bomberleague.com.
It goes Darion Windsor. So San Francisco, once this loads up, this file does take a while to load. It'll be there in a moment. But San Francisco, I think everybody expected San Francisco to offensive line. By the way, Unisolated didn't make you wait one little bit. He picked.
Yeah, I got him down. Wide receiver, cool. Kendall Logo in the speedster. He goes for the speed at wide receiver, 78 overall. He's going to like what he gets there. That is a very nice pick. So Logan and Hardy off the board. Those are the two guys I was really looking at coming into this draft. I wanted to see how far they drop, and they didn't. And offensive line for the San Francisco 49ers at 2 is very important because the Niners drafted B.J. Bowman just last year, first overall, OSU. Remember that pick. B.J. Bowman was a solid quarterback selection. He split some time with Jimmy Garoppolo, who's now gone. He went into free agency. He's on a new team. But I like the pick for San Francisco 49ers going left tackle Darion Winston.
Oh, those computer fans kicked in hard. Darcy sent me a big old file. Okay, well, here you go. Here's the San Francisco 49ers. 1-15 last year at number 2 overall as we are flying through the first round. But these 49ers offseason, Darcy and I went into this offseason, said that I'm going to spend a ton of money. And the best player he brought in was A.C. Jones at right end. Got beat out for a lot of these high-powered positions. So he ends up going left tackle. That offensive line was a problem last year, Bomber, but does that really get the 49ers any additional wins?
Philadelphia on the clock right now at number 5. We still figuring some stuff out, OSU?
No, I think we got it.
At number 4, the Chargers went left outside linebacker Frazier, and the Buffalo Bills went Rashawn Fuller at number 5. So 2 wide receivers off the board in the top 5. We did not predict this on the Commissioner Corner podcast. You can find that at youtube.com/Matt at Bomber League. Now we got the Eagles on the clock here. They drafted a quarterback about 2 seasons ago. Canalupe, we talked about him, the lefty, the speedster. He can get outside the pocket. They haven't been too happy with him, so maybe they go with the quarterback on the board here, or do they double down defensively?
Well, you look at their offseason, what they brought in. They brought in David Irving and Jamal Thomas, really trying to shore up that defensive line. They brought in Juwan James at left tackle. They brought in Devontae Parker. But a 1-15 season, the Eagles ended up trading back from this pick to pick up some later picks from the Tennessee Titans. And who'd they end up going with?
Who's that?
Who did the Eagles just end up?
The Eagles ended up drafting Tyrone Lynch, free safety out of Georgia. This is a pretty good pick. I'm glad they went on the defensive side of the ball. Remember, they've struggled without Malcolm Jenkins. He left about 2 seasons ago at about 31. He played a couple seasons with the Detroit Lions and then eventually retired in the MBL. I believe he retired. I'm like 90% sure. I believe I saw that. So they go with Tyrone Lynch with the 6th pick in the MBL season 38 rookie draft. This was a good pick for them because they moved back from 3rd. They traded with the Titans. They picked up the 6th pick. And then they picked up the 31st pick. So they got 2 picks just to move back and take the safety they wanted.
Yeah, you look at the draft card from Tyrone Lynch, 6'1", 223, a run support archetype. The biggest things I think you're looking at Tyrone Lynch, that 4.49 40 speed and that 4.26 40-yard shuttle. This guy's quick, but he's a hard hitter. And that's what the Eagles need is they need somebody to force some turnovers, because if they don't get turnovers on the defense side of the ball, this offense just isn't good enough to keep up with some of the best teams.
Absolutely agree. That's what they're looking for. How can we create a ball-hawking, big-time hitting, turnover differential defensively, and that's what they're trying to do there in Philly. I think that's a great pickup. I think that free safety Lynch is going to be a baller for them.
On the clock right now, and again, this draft is going to fly by, so we'll be going back and revisiting some of these teams. So if we skipped over a team you're hoping to hear about, don't worry, we'll get to them. But let's talk about who's on the clock right now. It's these Baltimore Ravens. Bomber, this Ravens team has been an enigma here in the MBL. At times, they've looked like what could be a top team. Last year, they go out, they go 5-11, 40-56 in the MBL.
We had their team card pulled up. Is that where you get the 5 and okay? Yeah, how disappointing was it to see them in the top 10 again? As a fan base, you speak to this owner, their fan base is saying, we want to compete. They find themselves drafting 16-20, and you think they're right there. And now they have a down year, and you find them drafted in the top 10 again. So very disappointing season in season 37 for the Ravens. I was surprised by it, OSU. Signed Lamar Jackson to this big deal. He's the franchise of this team. And you just haven't seen big payoff, any big reward. And guess what? There's not any receivers out there for them this year either.
Yeah, only offseason pickup they really went with was Danny Shelton, a defensive tackle. Then they end up right now, they just drafted a defensive tackle, showing them the defensive side of the ball, in Antonio Cockrell. Let's take a look at him.
You bring in Cockrell from Florida State. I like the pick in the top 10. Want to give a shout out to the Commissioner Corner podcast. We did a pre-draft show, our best show of all time, episode number 56. Go check it out, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. And we had the Los Angeles Rams. No, we had the Houston Texans taking Monk at 7 or 10. We had the Texans taking Monk. So we got 1 for 1 lip. Shout out to us. Virtual high five.
Here's Cockrell's draft card. 24 years old, so he's on the older side for a defensive tackle. 6'2", 303. This guy, a speed rusher in the middle. Bummer, you don't see too many guys reaching for those speed rushers. You usually see the run stoppers, the real big-bodied defensive tackles in the middle, but Koo's going with the speed rusher at the middle of that attack.
Not surprised. This is a very hybrid style thought in Baltimore. They think hybrid on everything. They want their D tackles to be hybrids, their D ends to be lighter, 220, 230 to hit the edge. So this fits right into their scheme. I like the pick, Antonio Cockrell. He's going to be great in the pass rush. That's what they want their defensive tackle to bring to the table. So obviously not the bulky big guy we're used to, but Baltimore, they have a plan there. You gotta trust the process.
Let's talk about a team that has 2 picks in the top 10. That's the Houston Texans. They picked at number 7. Who did the Texans go with at number 7?
At number 7, they took Elijah Monk. This guy's a superstar defensive end. I don't know if that's his development grade, but to me, he's phenomenal, and I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the table for this team that lost J.J. Watt, right? Yeah. So they lost something up front. They still have Jadeveon Clowney. They ended up losing Tyrann Mathieu. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins anymore. Just a lot of moving pieces on this team. They might actually still have Matthew, actually. I don't want to take that away from, but the front lines, they needed some help, and they needed some pass rushers. I think Monk's going to be phenomenal. What's his card look like?
So that's what Elijah Monk is, 21 years old, 6'6", 271 on the right side, a power rusher. He's got that B power move, and 4.8640, 31 on the bench press. This guy is big and strong. Be interested to see what his card looks like when it comes in, but the Texans ended up with 2 picks in the first round. Picked at number 7. They just picked at number 10 as well. This Houston Texans team, 5-11 in a division bomber that was the second weakest in the entire MBL last year.
Yeah, surprisingly, when you see Lip in the division at the number 2 spot at 7-9, it's a little disappointing for the Jaguars. But I think this division has some upside to kind of turn it around. Houston's winning the draft right now. Guys wondering who's winning the draft. Middle linebacker Rose, they bring him in, and then the right end Monk. Phenomenal win so far for 2 picks in the top 10. They just now completed that defensive unit. I think that defensive unit is going to be one of the top 10 in the NBL right now.
Yeah, here's Denard Rose out of Florida State, another 24-year-old, 6'1", 243, projected in an early second-round pick, but moved up on a lot of boards, and with that B zone coverage, I think that's what they're looking for. This is a guy who can blitz the quarterback, but can drop back into coverage. You know how much Houston loves running that Tampa 2 defense. They might have found their guy that can drop back into that Tampa 2.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of ability. I'm surprised he fell. Middle linebacker is not a position that you see a lot of as far as quality in the NBL. I figured he might go top 8. We actually had Monk and Rose, both on Commissioner Corner podcast, going to the Houston Texans.
We're moving through the first round. How about let's talk about Jacksonville for a second. A Bomber team, a lot of high expectations. We saw Lip take the Jacksonville Jaguars in team selection, and I think everybody thought, wow, this could be a powerhouse team. Hasn't quite been that. 7-9 last season, again in a down year for the division, and not a lot of money to do anything with. Look at those notable offseason signings. There's nobody there, so they had to hit on this draft, and who did they end up going with?
Jaguars go with middle linebacker Whitworth. I can tell you one thing. They were looking at Rose if he fell. That was going to be plan probably A, but they realized plan B is just as good. They're going to be happy with Whitworth. He's going to replace the Miles Jack that they've so longed for after they had to let him go, and they couldn't afford to re-sign him. I'm excited for the draft for the Jaguars. I think that division in the AFC right now, what is the AFC South? They're looking good.
Yeah. Well, again, Houston with 2 picks in the top 10, Jacksonville with the pick there. As we move through the first round, who's up right now? We got the Carolina Panthers out of the NFC South. looking for somebody, and in a shocking move, the Carolina Panthers take a wide receiver to go opposite of DJ Moore. Mario Bartel. This was a guy, a lot of questions on him because was he the guy that had the speed numbers that were a
he's
little
the
low?
guy that didn't have the speed. We were mixed up in the player cards on Commissioner Corner Podcast, episode 56, the best CC podcast ever. Yes, exactly. I'm going to continue to plug that just as this is the best draft ever. Look around. Guys, let me know how you're enjoying the overlays right now. Mario Bartel is the second best wide receiver in this draft in my grade. I had it going Logan, and then Bartel, and then Fuller. Fuller ended up going 5th to the Buffalo Bills. I understand why they went there. A little more athleticism, but Bartel's solid. You see him, 81 overall at USC. He can get it done. Panthers already got the speed on the outside.
4.62 40. He's a red zone guy, but a 4.62. We'll see what the card looks like, but at a 4.62, you got to think that's putting him somewhere in that 87 to 88 speed category.
Yeah, he's not going to be too fast, but you're just hoping his skills and ability override what he lacks on the field and what he's able to do. But so far, we've seen now 3 wide receivers go off the board. We're sitting here at pick number 18 for the Seattle Seahawks. Who did the Seattle Seahawks sign this offseason? I mean, think about it. They bring in the big dog. They bring in Chucky T out of the New England Patriots quarterback position. Indeed, that was a perennial pro bowler, or at least on the cusp of being one.
Not a pro blower. He's a pro blower.
Pro bowler.
Pro bowler. Look at the talent that Seattle brought in. Chuck Thomas, Martavis Bryant. They bring Everson Griffin in. They bring in Eric Kendricks. They bring in Corey Moore. That is 3 guys at 85 or above, or 4 guys at 85 or above, and one of them, Chuck Thomas, at 96 overall. I know he's a lefty, but Seattle went out in the offseason, and they paid some money.
They had some money. They had been waiting for the perfect time, and I spoke with the owner, Darce Knight. He said, I was just waiting for the opportune time to kind of go out there in free agency and be aggressive. He brings in 2 Detroit Lions, Martavis Bryant, and then the free safety, Corey Moore. He's done a phenomenal job this offseason bringing in talent. Chucky Thomas, as we talked about him. Everson Griffin, there's just a lot of talent. Now he drafts halfback Don Butler from Ohio State. I love the pick here for the Seattle Seahawks. They're really just showing their fan base they're ready to rock and roll.
So update from Porter on that wide receiver. 87 speed, 92 agility, 92 jump, 95 spec catch.
I mean, the jump and the spec catch. I mean, he's got. You also got to remember who he's replacing. Devin Funches. Okay, so he's going to give you kind of the same thing, and now you're pairing him next to arguably the best to do it in the MBL, DJ Moss, a.k.a. DJ Moore.
Chicago Bears on the clock right now. We are flying through the first round. Again, we'll be with you here till about 9:20, 9:30 as offensive linemen starting to go off the board. A position bomber in this cycle that has been hard to come by. If you're not getting those first-round grades, it is tough to develop these guys, and Chicago in that division with Minnesota, with Detroit, with teams that like to get after the quarterback, they're trying to shore up that offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the pick here. We've seen them go defense a lot this cycle, but they have a phenomenal defense right now, maybe aging a little bit, but the offensive line has really been something that's very suspect with the Chicago Bears. They struggle to protect their quarterback. When you have your boy Neal under center, and it ain't me, it's someone just as good. You're looking at Marquise Neal, and you say, okay, this guy can get it done. What do we have to do to make him a better quarterback in the NBL? He had such a phenomenal rookie season. We got to keep him on his feet, not keep him on his back. I like the pick here, Rashawn McMillan out of Colorado. Solid left guard.
B run block, B impact block, B minus lead block, 29 bench press. So he's going to be relatively strong, 6'5", 330 at the guard position.
Oh, there's a debate in the chat right now. Who's been the best wide receiver in the NBL this cycle? Everybody's saying maybe DJ Moore. I mean, that's just what everyone's accustomed to saying. But, hey, man, Tyreek Hill over there has been balling. We've seen DJ Shark have a phenomenal season last year. Broke 2 seasonal records. You can find those on 365.matt@bomberleague.com. But I think that could be quite a debate if you really want to talk impact on the field. Which wide receiver's been the best this cycle?
You got Tyreek Hill. You got DJ Moore. Martavis Bryant had some phenomenal seasons, especially in the playoffs. You look at Jarvis Landry when he was in Cleveland. Cleveland had a couple real big years. Yeah. You can go to Odell Beckham in New York.
Yeah, I thought Odell coming away with a championship. Yeah, he's had some injury issues, which kind of has curved his overall seasonal output. But at times, he's been the best player on the field, and we've seen him make some great catches.
Excuse me, I got to make my pick. Watching this awkward moment as I look up at my screen and look like I'm looking up to my my dad. Like, hey, Dad. Okay.
Hey guys, cornerback Fisher Simon for the Washington Redskins, the Commissioner Corner podcast, episode number 56. Yeah, the best podcast ever that we've done. We had Fisher Simon going. We had him going in the top 10, and now he made it out to 20.
All right, we done.
Atlanta goes with Freeman. They want another Freeman.
I want another Freeman, man.
What's he looking like?
79 overall, 92 speed, 93 excel, 92 agility.
Oh, solid.
Yep. 81
Tevin
spin
Coleman,
move.
who?
81 spin move, 82 juke move.
Already has the 80 and a quick dev. I mean, that's a solid pick right there. Rashawn Freeman, halfback out of Stanford for the Atlanta Falcons, who have another pick in the draft coming up at 28. Underosa on the clock.
Let's get back to our team cards. Let's go. What do you want? You want to go forward? Or you want to look back at some teams?
Let's go to Minnesota. Can we talk about Minnesota? They were drafting at 11. They drafted halfback Joseph. That's who they brought in. I believe it's Frederick Joseph, who had an Earl Campbell comparison. So we can talk about that guy a little bit. And the guy that we projected to go in the first round, Reed Oakley, the quarterback, go in the top 5 on Commissioner Corner podcast. He's now a Denver Bronco. Just selected Reed Oakley.
Well, let's talk about Minnesota for a second, because they had a busy offseason, but Minnesota does. Tout's got one of the most interesting free agent strategies, because there's not a lot of funds in Minnesota. You'll see Minnesota put bids on 15 guys, but no bonus on anybody. And they end up getting a lot of value guys. Quayshawn Allen came in on a no bonus deal. Trey Waynes, Marcus Gilbert. It's worked for them, except for I got the whiteboard up. Let me circle this thing if you guys can see. Yeah, 4 and 12. It's worked for everywhere except for that win column.
Yeah, you look at Minnesota, though. One reason why I wanted to bring them up was when Tout, after the first stage of free agency, he came in there. I thought he won Chuck Thomas. I thought he had found some gold. All 70s, low 80s, and he said, man, I really got a lot of players, man. Heck yeah. He was crazy pumped. He was doing the Pricey impression in the NFC. I was just excited to see him excited. He also brought in a lineman or two. I think he brought in Bradley Hackett as well, former lineman of the Detroit Lions. He's going to start for him. He was excited with what he got. You can't blame him for that.
And they've got another pick right now. They're picking at number 24 as Arizona going with the cornerback, AC Combs out of LSU. It'd be interesting to see what he looks like. Was he a first-round grade?
I don't know if AC Combs, and we didn't have him in any of our mocks. I know quarterback Reed Oakley for the Denver Broncos was. We could pull him up on the player card. He was drafted 22nd. We had him going in the top 5. We thought he was going to go to the Tennessee Titans.
B+ throw power, B+ short accuracy, B+ mid accuracy.
And what comparison did the Bleacher Report give him?
Pro comparison was Tom Brady.
Wow. They're throwing these names around.
What?
Tom Brady wasn't drafted in the first round, though. That's quite the comparison,
guys. Look at those straw poll results. There's 3 votes, 4 votes.
Yeah, go ahead and vote on the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you just put exclamation. Wait. How do I get to the? Is it already over? I guess we have it set.
Got me. Yeah, Tom Brady comparisons, especially right in that speed category, 5.3 40-yard dash. So that is fun fact, Bomber. That 5.3 is a full 1.6 slower than I ran in Cleveland. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, yeah. You are the DK Metcalf of the MBL.
Yeah, I've always said that about myself. As we continue through the first round, appreciate everybody hanging out with us. The season 38 MBL rookie draft. Big, giant, huge shout out to Jamie and Darce Knight for the graphics. This overlay Jamie put together, Bomber. It looks pretty good, even with my tiny head at this desk.
Yeah, even all things considered, that is not a real desk on Isolated. He cannot adjust the desk. It is just obviously a green screen kind of thing, but I think it looks really good, and there's some information on the screen. We got the top 5 at positions. We got the team's order of the draft at the bottom. We get to see OSU's pretty mug on there, and we got some cool graphics from Darce Knight. I would say overall, this has been pound for pound for the effort that, we're asking from the producer and the person talking, and, the analysts. I think this has been the best one so far, visually too speaking. I think it's been the best.
Yes, my finger is bigger than the computer. You are correct. I tried typing on it, but my hands are just too big to type on this.
Hey, that's one of those, I thought it was just in, like an iPhone 8 Plus just slipped sideways maybe, something like
possible.
that.
Yeah, just leaning against things. Let's see, who are we on? We're on the, leave it to Gov to take all the time.
Hey, we have some giveaways to do. We're going to do 3 giveaways tonight. We got a giveaway, a courtesy of Gov. He donated $30, and Rusta Busta donated $75. So we're going to do 3 t-shirt giveaways, or anything you want on the website, as long as it's not over $30 per purchase. Okay, guys? So we can't go with the hoodie everybody tries to go for when I say get whatever you want. Every single time they go for the $55 hoodie. I missed the Youngblood.
Yeah, that's the Saints took all Youngblood. And then the Patriots going with Jose Stevenson, the wide receiver. Crap, I'm up again in a second.
Got a pick coming up. How do you want to do this giveaway? Want to do it? How about a trivia in the chat where they answer, and the first one we see, or you see on your board with the correct answer, wins, and we can do 3 of them. And we can ask anything we want.
Actually, you know what we can do instead of the trivia?
Let's wait till after your pick, though, okay?
Yeah, we'll do it after my pick. What we'll do is we can do what we did during the I think it was during the tournament. We did the random number.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Yeah, we'll do that. After my pick. Chiefs are on the clock.
Kansas City on the clock.
Let's talk about them. Talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. 14-2.
Yeah, we got their card we can pull up.
Their team card pulled up, and they had a nice free agency. A lot of guys they were really happy to bring in. Nickel Roby Coleman. They brought in Deion Kane at wide receiver. They brought in Eric Reed, Trent Williams at left guard. This team's just looking to do what the Miami Dolphins did, which is take that next step and win themselves a championship.
Yeah, they brought in some solid veterans, a nice presence. This team has the talent. I mean, if we want to talk about a team that's talented to go every single season over the last 3 or 4 years, one thing's for sure, the Kansas City Chiefs, they just have to get over their own playoff woes. We saw them against the Indianapolis Colts last season, season 37. It's archived on our YouTube channel. It was live here on Twitch. A shanked extra point is the reason why that team was eliminated from the playoffs. Well, I mean, they could have went to overtime, and then, they could have lost that way. But, man, just a very tough loss morally for this team. I'd like to see them hit on this draft, though, here at 27. Let's see them get a big draft. Big-time pick here.
They got to pick soon. I gotta make my pick. JB is thinking about this bad boy. Don't want to mess up these late-round picks. This is where you can get some value, but we're down under 10 seconds. JB, this is one shining moment. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. He might not actually be here.
Yeah, he might have his draft board set.
Ooh. Did he have his draft board set? Because the 74 overall probably wasn't what he was looking for. All right, I'm going to make my pick. You want me to pull up a team card?
Yeah, you can pull up a team card if you want. Which team are we doing, though? I have to just guess and see where we're at.
Talk about whatever.
Your call, whichever one you get to, just let me know. Atlanta Falcons on the clock here, sitting at 28.
The only problem with this file is so big that it literally takes a while to scroll.
Yeah, the scrolling on the one because you got to use your mouse, right?
There you go. New England Patriots.
New England Patriots record last season wasn't disappointing. I mean, we got a team last year that we expected to win the division or at least compete for it. They had a blowout 30-0 loss earlier in the year. Then they competed with the Dolphins a little bit later in the season in their second go-round. I like the New England Patriots and what they bring to the table. This draft, they just selected a wide receiver, which I think is a need for this team. They're going to be playing with Allen Rose. Huge addition to this team. Allen Rose is the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots right now. Talk about a vindictive personality. Wins a championship with the Miami Dolphins, and he signs with the New England Patriots. He's basically saying, hey, you're going to not give me the money that I deserve. I'm going to go get it in New England. And I'm going to go ahead and play you twice a year, and we're going to take this division from you. That's what he's saying. That's what he's thinking. And this is a New England Patriots defense that loaded up last season. We're talking Jalen Ramsey on that side of the ball, Denzel Ward on the defensive side of the ball, Clinton Dix at safety. They loaded up last year as Marquise Rice is the selection left outside linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. He's okay.
Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, the late round picks, you can hit, you can swing and a miss. Never know until you get on the field.
82 speed, 86 excel, 85 agility. He's fine. Normal dev though, which is just awesome. Love it. 10 out of 10.
Scheme fit?
No. I went through all my scheme fits are gone, and who were graded at first round talent, which was awesome.
Similar.
He'll start on the right side. Or at least he'll get a battle. But, it's an outside linebacker. There were 3 outside linebackers. Dubers, I can't stop laughing because of how high the desk it is. It makes OSU look like a child in an ice cream truck. It's true. It's a fact. Why'd it gotta be an ice cream truck, Dubers? What, you call me fat or something? How about this? Come to my house. I'll beat you up.
Hey, let's do the giveaway for the thing. Let's go 0 to what number should we do? We got 53 viewers in here. We'll go 0 to 100. Is that how you want to do it?
This is the first one, so it'll be nice. We'll do 1 to 100. I'm gonna pull up the giveaway thing. Boy, this overlay is top notch though.
Yeah, how
I'm
crisp
gonna have
is it?
some of this stuff for MBL Live too.
Oh, that would be so nice, Jamie out there. Listen, if you're listening, if we could get something like this for MBL Live, it doesn't even have to be updated every time. Just if it had information at the bottom coming down, and we had some pop stuff. Maybe put OSU actually in an ice cream truck rather than a desk, dressed as an ice cream truck. Let's go ahead and just do an actual ice cream truck.
All right, random number 1 to 100. You guys can put your numbers in all you want, but we haven't started it, so look at them go.
Got to be 69, right?
I haven't clicked the start number, so, and I'm not gonna click it till they're done.
OSU just really, really, really tormenting everybody here. I didn't see who the Chargers missed. I don't know how I missed it. Antonio Reese just selected right outside linebacker for the Ravens, second pick of the first round for them. Sorry, Busta, I missed your pick, bro.
I'm just seeing who's listening. Porter's just rolling. You think Porter has the volume on? Or is he just... No, I'm not going to click start. Tell Porter to stop putting numbers in the chat.
Stops.
Wow,
50-something people actually listen. Wow. Wow. All right, let's roll it. And Porter's going to go one more. Just make it where Porter can't play. Oh, it's
See, look, the giveaway has started. It, tells you. Nemo guessed it with the second person to post a number. Nemo got it.
32. Nemo, why'd you pick 32? You just want to
how'd you do that?
On the MBL.
Am I streaming my screen? Is that what happened? It was literally unbelievable. I clicked roll it and it said Lil Fish. I was like, what do you mean?
So we'll just go 1 to 250 or 1 to 500 on the next one?
No, the next one I'm doing 1 to 284 because that's how many broadcasts we've had here on the MBL.
Oh, wow. There we go. Yeah, let's make the number mean something here. Christian Claudery. Hopefully he can clog an artery.
Stop it.
On it. Hey, I don't know.
No means no. No means no.
Ricky Odom selected wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, and that's going to do it for the first round. So we're ready to wrap this broadcast up.
Done.
Maybe go over some teams.
We're out.
Yeah. Nemo, go ahead and hit me up on Group Me. Give me your information, and we'll go ahead and get your T-shirt ordered tonight, brother. Courtesy of Rusta Busta and Gov. Rusta Busta donated $75. Gov donating $30. So it's all going to be T-shirt giveaways. Or, if you want some sweat, whatever the price is, under $30, we should be fine.
Here is the stats on Ricky Odom going to the defending Super Bowl champion Miami Dolphins. 6 foot 181. B deep routing, C plus catch, C plus mid route running. 4.4940 though, so he'll be quick. The Dolphins just looking to add a weapon and defend their Super Bowl title.
Nothing wrong with that. At 32, you get a little bit. Maybe at best you get a punt returner here, a kick returner. Ricky Odom, 74 overall. He's not too bad. I mean, as long as you don't see 65, 66, it's a usable player. And to start the second round, B.J. Stevens goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Any player cards you want to stumble on? Maybe you just pull up one of the guys, just random position and see, and I'll tell you where he got drafted at in the first round.
Sure, let's go
if he got drafted.
Well, let's go to cornerback. We haven't talked about cornerbacks a lot yet.
All right, we got one. Simon, Washington Redskins drafted 20th overall. Fisher Simon. This is a guy we had going in the top 10 on the Commission Corner podcast.
5'11", 207. B minus Z coverage. Zone coverage, as you would call that. 4.48 40, so quick enough to play some man. The only concern for him is just what that development was. For a lot of these cornerbacks, Bomber, getting somebody at least quick dev, but especially star dev. That's where you can turn a cornerback from a solid, slot corner, third on the depth chart, to maybe a franchise cornerback. Yeah, you get an opportunity to increase some big-time stats early on, even if he's a scheme fit with some kind of development as well. But that's the double opportunity to get some more XP and really develop these guys. So, yeah, if he's slow dev, it might be a little bit of a journey for him. If he's slow dev, you got to hope. There is no slow dev anymore. If he's normal dev, you got to hope he's a scheme fit, or hopefully you drafted a scheme fit. But I like this guy. I thought his stats coming out, Simon looked pretty good to me. He ended up going 20th overall to the Washington Redskins. I think they're going to be happy with that. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos for a second. They brought in that quarterback they drafted, but let's take a look at their offseason. Because they might have had the sneakiest, best free agency of anybody. Cam Jordan. They brought in Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. So talk about, they draft a rookie who can sit behind Aaron Rodgers if necessary. They brought in Christopher Watt at tight end, Jordan Hicks, and then they brought in the speedster Tyler Lockett. That's 5 guys at 81 or above.
And who's that?
That's Underoath, who was 9-7-1 last year, and is sort of that guy everybody's talked about as maybe the next person to take the step to challenging for a division title in a division that JB has frankly dominated and has won every single year.
Yeah, JB's won the division, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Can the Denver Broncos kind of figure it out? You look at the Broncos and who they brought in this offseason, you're going to be impressed. They also had a steal in the draft. They got a quarterback here. They went with Reed Oakley at 22nd overall. I like Reed Oakley. I thought he was going to go top 10 as well. He was the best quarterback in this draft, in a draft that I think we saw for the first time in MBL history. One quarterback go in the entire first round. Can you believe that?
Wow.
One quarterback. And he went. He didn't even go with it. I mean, we didn't have a quarterback drafted in the first 21 picks. Show me another time where that's happened.
We've got a possible desk hot swap right now. Jamie has sent me a new desk.
You want to flip it over?
I'm hot swapping, so
all right, let's see what happens.
Let's see what the magic looks like.
Just like that, man. We got guys. Darce Knight just sent you something on the fly after he put hours and hours into stuff. Jamie spent hours and hours into this, and he sent you something on the fly right now.
Okay.
So we got rid of the we're trying to figure out how to fit the live thing there, huh?
We'll just stick with the other desk. We'll just roll.
Yeah,
with the
it's
other desk.
it's tough like that on XSplit when it gets to a point where it won't actually move more, even if you're using your keyboard. It'll slide over and it literally just
like,
goes.
nah.
Why does it do that sometimes? And sometimes, like with a picture, it works perfectly. You get it, but with items that are, abnormally shaped, I've noticed that it just won't. I had that happen with the live caller thing. The live caller little thing I got that comes up. Sometimes I just can't put it where I really want it. It jumps up like pre-designed 5 spots, and you're like, I needed that 2.5, bro.
XSplit's fun, man. XSplit's awesome. I'm gonna go into the email. I want to take a look at some of these player cards, see what sort of great things we have. We're not gonna be pulling them up on stream because, frankly, we got a lot going on right now.
Denver Broncos signed Aaron Rodgers this offseason, Christopher Watt, Damon Harrison, Snacks. But Aaron Rodgers is a big-time sign. It's kind of surprising to see the Broncos go with Reed Oakley at 22, but how can you pass up a quarterback that has top 10 potential? Had been a quarterback drafted. You see Under Oath go there. I think that was a little bit of a surprising pick so far in this draft.
Okay, there's somebody I want to talk about because I just saw their player card. Is this
Who's that?
coming? Is it? I was gonna sneeze, and then it left.
Philadelphia Eagles select Tyrone Lynch at number 6 out of the University of Georgia. Decided to pair this kid with Stokes in our secondary. New tweet from
let's talk about this team first, and then we'll get to their pick. Cincinnati Bengals trade up to the 13th pick. Off season, they bring in Justin Houston. They bring in Rob Gronkowski. They bring in Eric Berry. But they said from the beginning they wanted to bring in offensive line. They needed offensive line help, and this may be their most challenging year, Bomber, because the Cleveland Browns lost a lot of talent last year. They picked up a lot of talent in free agency this year. They're going to be coming back and looking for that division title.
Yeah, you got Todd Gurley, now a Cleveland Brown. You also have the former quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, strong-armed lefty George Romero, a.k.a. Romero. He's been phenomenal as far as acquisition goes. Cleveland said they got on the phone with him. He's ready to rock and roll. He doesn't feel hurt at all of what happened in Buffalo. He feels like he's ready to still be a starter in this league, and I think he's going to get his chance with the Browns. But yeah, the Browns have kind of just retooled. Aaron Colvin came in at cornerback. He played with the Lions last season. I like what I see so far from Bananas and the Cleveland Browns. They're really going to compete with the Cincinnati Bengals this season.
So here's who they got: Hanson Wiegman. He's a 77 overall superstar dev right tackle. That's money.
Yeah, that's
that's
pure
as
money.
good as
That's
it
a
gets.
90. And Eric G was swinging and missing on offensive linemen. He even had a mental breakdown about 1 a.m. We're in a chat, and he just is. I feel like he's pulling his hair out, and he's saying, I can't win a 50-50 bid. Like, he's on there with another guy, and nobody wants to come to the Bengals. Well, guess what? That's what the rookie draft is for. You don't got a choice. You don't got a choice. Bring your superstar dev in, and we're going to take him on our team. I like that. That's a phenomenal pick.
85 pass block, 88 strength right tackle.
And he gets this guy at 13. I mean, what better pick at 13 can you have? Because that's an area where you bust, it really hurts.
Hey, Eric G, you're welcome. I got to make a pick. Let's see.
We hit a high right now. 60 viewers watching. Appreciate everybody checking out our rookie draft.
Let's see how I can mess up the second round pick. Hold on.
Sure, it's coming. Atlanta Falcons brought in Dak Prescott this year. They had a bid on him with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dak decided, I'm going to go play in Atlanta. Looks like he's going to be a starting quarterback for the Falcons in MBL season 38. For those interested in joining the MBL, go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. We have 2 more t-shirt giveaways coming up. We already gave one away to Nemo. You can find it on cfnclothing.com. You just hit the More tab and go to MBL. Or go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com, hit the Merch tab, and then it'll link you all the way over to our CFN sponsor who creates all of our clothes and distributes them for us. A shout out to them. Came from Nothing Clothing. That's all we got as far as sponsors right now.
Yeah. Sorry, they're a lot has dried up here. It's gotten a little rough.
What do we get? Oh, you're still on the clock here. I just turned around and looked at the screen. Left guard Lester.
I went tight end.
The long last names.
Davis Illenmeyer.
And then there was the last year they got the quarterback
Brian Milhauser.
I mean, it is the long names in Atlanta.
Oh, come on, dude. 60 medium route running. Are you kidding me?
I don't think medium route running on tight ends. You should go look at the rest of the lane. I'm down to like 67 on Trey Burton. They dropped like flies right now.
So how's that tight end? Well, he's 79 speed, 70 acceleration. So not great.
You got any run block?
Hell no. Wait, does he have any run block? 64. Is that run block?
That's below, like probably average to below. Yeah.
He's 6'6".
Hey, Lip just drafted. Yeah, Lip just drafted Margarita Mendoza at left guard. That guy was supposed to be a first round grade on the Commissioner Corner podcast. We talked about him a lot as well.
He was left guard.
Yeah, left guard. I think he was a left guard. Margarita Mendoza. Margarito.
I don't know. I was going to pull him up, but I don't have a card for him.
Had have been a first-round grade.
Oh, actually, I might be able to pull up this up. Fat Man is a commercial for another one of our shows that we got coming up.
Oh, yeah. We got, is it BTF or the show we got coming up on Monday?
Both?
We got them both on there?
Yeah. Let me pull them up.
All right, and after he shows this commercial, we'll go ahead and do another giveaway, and then we'll talk for a little bit, do another commercial, and then we'll do last giveaway before we get out of here.
Technology's great, guys. I love it. All these videos, for some reason, I have to forward to myself. Can't just play them. Can't just play them. Got to forward them to myself. Wait for them to come in. Then I can play them. Be just a second. I'm sorry.
Who do you guys think won the first round of the draft? You look at the Houston Texans bringing in right end Monk, and then at 10 they drafted Rose at middle linebacker. I think they've drastically improved. This team is looking really, really tough. Also in the first round, what do you guys think about the Titans moving to 3 and taking that speedster wide receiver Logan? We all thought he was going to go quarterback and he was going to take Oakley. Reed Oakley actually had, from what I heard from Unisolated, was he got a bad tweet, or he had a bad combine. The storylines that come out, and Unisolated called in a panic about 6 a.m. and said, dude, what do I do? They just came out with a story that said is going to have a slow dev, basically. So I'm interested if Under Oath got slow dev. But who do you think's won the first round so far? Houston Texans is kind of my vote.
Here we go. We got this. Just make sure the volume's right. And this Monday, coming up here on the MBL Network, it's our Season 38 kickoff show. It's presented by Bleacher Report. We go through the predictions. We're actually going to take a look back at last season's predictions as well, see how accurate the BR team was. That's coming up Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, right here. Twitch.tv/MBL Network. Now let me pull up the BTF one. And then I think that's all the commercials we have to run. But it'll be interesting, Bomber, to look back. How good was the Bleacher Report team at predicting how last season went? I already know one they were way off on.
Oh, okay. So we're going back and looking at the predictions they made last season?
Yeah, so I think what JB is going to do is he's going to make us a little graphic that shows all 32 teams, the predicted finish that Bleacher Report team had, and then where they actually finished. And we can sit there and see how close they were at predicting the records.
And Coog's in the chat saying, how is the Lions valued number 3 franchise there at the top right? I don't think that has to do with funds. I think it has to do with something else like fan base and attendance and stuff like that, because I know I don't have the third most amount of money. I only have 18 million. I know for a fact I don't. I can think of 3 teams right now that have triple digits money. Buffalo Bills got more money than me right now.
And also coming up on the MBL Network, don't forget it is Building the Franchise, returning to Dallas. Bomber, how excited are you to be back with America's team?
Yeah, we're back with America's team, and guess what? It's Super Bowl or bust once again. It was Super Bowl or bust season 1 out of the gate. MBL season 33, that was the first season of Madden 19. We're back with the Cowboys, and guess what? They haven't been able to win it yet, but they got an opportunity to maybe, just maybe, get over the hump this next season. We already see them go to the Super Bowl now 3 times. They're 0 for 3. Well, like they say in real life, 4th time's a charm. I guess they don't say that, but we get an opportunity to run it back one more time with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm excited about it. April 13th or 14th is going to be start date 4 too.
Yeah, don't miss out on that one. That's all coming up next season, Building the Franchise. You can find it over on YouTube, youtube.com/MaddenBomberLeague. As we're in the second round here of the Season 38 rookie draft. It's so far, entrances, he's got $115 million in funds. He's got a lot of money in Houston. So far, though, this draft, I think this is about as chalk of a draft as we've seen. We've seen a couple guys fall, Bomber, but for the most part, where everybody predicted them to go, the wide receivers and cornerbacks that were the top of it went at the top. Yeah. The ones that were mid went mid, and the ones that were late went late. It's sort of going as we thought it would.
And I think it's because the lack of quarterbacks. If there was just a couple more quarterbacks in there, that's where you really see people reach for players. You get a quarterback that's maybe a late first-round grade. He ends up getting taken early, or a star quarterback, somebody trades up like an isolate. That's why everyone saw the Titans move. I believe they started at 11, and then they go from 11 to 6, and then 6 to 3, and everyone's going, what the heck is he doing? Why is he moving up? Why is he giving so much to go up? There's nothing there. And he ends up taking the speedy wide receiver, Logan. But my question is, if there was maybe quarterbacks, is this going to play out differently, OSU? If there was maybe 4 or 5 quarterbacks in there that were good, could we have seen some of those teams say, I'm not going to go for this defensive player or this offensive lineman. I'm going to go for the more fun pick. I'm going to take a quarterback.
Certainly is possible, especially for some of those teams that were borderline as to whether they wanted to stick with a veteran or cut a quarterback. You certainly could have seen some guys make that pick. I also think we saw a lot of teams trading back. If there were more quarterbacks, you would have seen more guys trading up. Yeah. We saw that last season.
I'm going to say this. If Houston, Texas, I don't think they're completely sold on Dustin Jerry. If there would have been a quarterback in there that was an obvious pick for them at 7, they probably wouldn't have went Monk. And then Monk would have fell somewhere between the Rams, Ravens, before it went back to Houston. And I think they still would have ended up with Rose. But I think defensive end Monk would have probably gone to the Baltimore Ravens, which that might have had a ripple down effect as well. Houston Texans go defense. They're the ones I think who won this draft just because they went defensive side of the ball, and they got some completely game-changing players there at 7 and 10.
We're going to go for just a couple more minutes. I want to talk about the Los Angeles Rams and the offseason that they had, Bomber, because they brought in 2 of the top offensive linemen on the free agent market in Lane Johnson and Andrew Norwell. They brought in George Colmer at left tackle. It's going to be a brand new offensive line in a division where I think the Los Angeles Rams could legitimately have a shot to win this division next year with that offensive line.
I think it's going to be kind of a 3-way dance to the end. You got the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. You saw the Rams and the Cardinals. Even though I think the Seahawks had the best offseason, the Rams and the Cardinals had really good offseasons as well. 49ers obviously trusting the process. The only problem about their process is it probably won't pay off till the 5-year sim. We're looking at these 3 teams right here, though. Where do you see it going? Where do you see it going with these 3 guys? You got any predictions? Who wins the division?
Listen, as we see the part of the draft, which I love, which is people reaching for the speed cheese wide receivers in the second round. I love it. It's 10 out of 10. Hey, second round, he's got a 40 speed. I'm going to reach for him. He's a 4th round grade, but I'm going. Listen, the Cardinals have proven over and over that they can win this division. I'm sticking with the Cardinals until somebody proves me otherwise. I think the Seahawks are the most talented team, but the one thing that the Cardinals have that every other team doesn't have is that record against interdivisional teams. The Cardinals just find a way to win those games.
And it isn't pretty, and it's never the same. It's always, well, they're going to lean on David Johnson. Obviously, he's 32 years old now, or 31 years old. Obviously, an older player in the MBL at halfback. They're still going to lean on him. But the way they win inside their division isn't usually, it isn't something that we usually see elsewhere from them. It's really just, wow, they won by 3. David Johnson had 10 yards. Their offense didn't pass. Oh, it was all defense. And then they play him again, and it's David Johnson for 3 touchdowns. So they have found a different ways to win, but one thing they're always finding a way to do, and that's win inside the division. No matter how pretty or how ugly it might be or how different it might be to their identity, they find a way to get it done. And that in itself is some type of just intangible we can't put our hands on that we look over in that division and go, well, how can we bet against them, right? How can we bet against the Cardinals?
Yeah. By the way, that wide receiver of the Redskins just took 91 speed, 97 excel.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not. That doesn't make him fast to me.
89 agility, which is okay. He appears to be tiny though, and 64 short route running. Those, as a guy I have a receiver who has 63 short route running. Drag routes are an adventure with him. Sometimes he'll just end up in the offensive line. It happens. Slant routes are tough, man. As I'm seeing some of these cards come in, seeing if anybody's really interesting. Chargers got a really nice outside linebacker in Terrell Frazier's 82 overall quick dev power rusher. Looking at his numbers, 87 hit power, 81 speed, 86 excel. It's a nice pickup.
Was that the 29th overall pick or the? When did you select him? That was Frazier?
Yeah.
Oh, Frazier was the 4th overall selection.
That was the 4th overall pick. So that's what you're hoping to get at number 4. You don't want to miss on that one.
Yeah, that's definitely a star right there. That's a good pick for the Chargers. I missed who they got at 29. I kind of wanted to, see if they hit again, because if they did, then you might look and say, man, the Chargers once again. We saw them do it with Zach Hartley when they took him 1 overall. They had a phenomenal draft. The first 2 rounds, they ended up taking a halfback in the second round. That draft, I believe that was MBL season 36 rookie draft. So they're accustomed to having good drafts. I've really been impressed with Russ to bust his drafting ability.
Now let's take a look at those Chargers just for a second. 3-13 last year. They bring in Blake Bortles, who continues to get shopped around. The question I have for you, Bomber, was rookie year Zach Hartley just a full mirage? Because he was absolutely awful last year and dealt with injuries.
Hold on, I got something. Motors in the chat saying, categories of route running was a super weird ad for EA. A player who can run a slant wonderfully but can't do the same thing 10 yards down the field is odd. Well, okay, then I have to ask you about Golden Tate, because he's terrible down the field. He is really underneath. Wes Welker, the same thing. The guys that can run it. Now, flip side of that, Marvin Jones can't run any routes except for deep routes. That's it. He can run a post. He can run a go.
That's where I liked it.
I think was
John
phenomenal
Ross.
ad.
How about John Ross? That's John Ross coming out of college was a fly route guy.
It's just nothing deep down the field, just deep route. The same thing with Corey Coleman. You're not going to see them be actually anything intermediate and in requires a lot more skill than deep down the field. So I think that was a good ad. That's just my opinion though, because I actually watch the Detroit Lions, religiously, unfortunately, and
Motor says a post and a go isn't really route running.
If you smashed Marvin Jones and Golden Tate together, and you kept everything positive Marvin Jones does, and then Golden Tate, you'd have a great wide receiver. But separately, you obviously see limitations in both guys.
Post and a go isn't really route running.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
And I guess a drag isn't really
drag's not route running. Then yeah, like that's what I'll say. It's only anything with a hard cut.
Wait, hold on. A drag is just a go route going east and west, right? It's the same thing, right? Just running straight, just sideways, and then a slant will just be a short post, right? So I guess you can't count that either. So I mean, I guess when we start knocking those off, nothing's really route running at that point. And then a corner route is just a reverse post, right? I mean, so
Yeah, the only routes that are route running is out routes and dig routes. I agree.
Motor's trying to walk it back now. Yeah.
Someone runs
well,
crisp
it's a
routes and
corner
fun-
route. It's just inverted post.
Just a post route to the outside. Yeah, I mean, again, I am perpetually of the opinion. Bomber and I have talked about this a lot. I'm perpetually of the opinion that I think we are in what I'll call analysis paralysis. We have so many stats that they almost become meaningless because you don't know what matters anymore. I would like to see the number of stats we can see go down dramatically because you'll see guys with great numbers that just don't perform well, and you go, well, why is that? Is it because of this stat or this stat or this stat or this stat? But I like that they broke up route running because I do think there are guys like John Ross. He is a fly route runner. He knows how to run the fly route. He's got the speed to do it. He's got the misdirection to be able to get past cornerbacks, but you tell him to run an intermediate route, a dig route across the middle, he's not nearly as effective.
Duber says nothing is route running. It's just moving to a different spot.
We're done. Check mark.
There you go, Motor. It can get real silly, but I mean, I can look at guys like Wes Welker.
Serb says a screen is just a go route that leaks to the flat.
You can honestly just say, hey, Cole Beasley, another one. What is he good for? There's a reason why he can't get over the top. Oh, well, he doesn't have the speed. He really doesn't break well deep down the field. And not enough to create separation. Being able to break down the field and create separation is something, that's what makes Antonio Brown so great, is he can do he can score. He can run any type of route and get open on any type of route, even though he isn't superior super speed, and he isn't super, he doesn't have a super size, right? So he has just that ability, and I think separating those three types of routes at least draws the ability to say, well, this guy's way different than this guy, rather than just having one route running, because then it just makes, everybody's got 87 to 99, right? That's what we noticed it happened. It was just a traffic jam at that point, and every receiver was kind of playing similarly as far as route running goes.
Should we do another giveaway as we're winding down?
Yeah.
How many more giveaways do we have?
We got two more.
So we're going to do one here, and then we'll do one right at the tail end after we answer a couple questions. But this is between 1 and 284 for 284 broadcasts of MBL Live. And it started.
I have to go 69 here. Get it out the way.
It's absolutely 69. Just kidding. This one could be a minute. Nope. Coop got it. He went 20. It was 20.
What was 24?
It was 20.
What was why did you select 20?
I don't select it. Nightbot selects it.
Oh, okay,
I have nothing. I have no choice on the actual number.
All right, Coos, go ahead and message me your information. I'll go ahead and get a shirt sent out to you tonight.
All right. Two final questions. We wrap up here. We'll let you guys get back to your evening. First of all, Bomber, how about those overlays? Because these overlays are just phenomenal. We've seen them on BTF. You're gonna see them across the MBL network. So the graphics guys here, Darce Knight, JB, and Jamie, are just absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, it's all about running through the tape here. If you watch Inside the NBA, you know what I'm talking about. Chris Webber running through the tape. I think that's what the MBL is doing right now. We're closing out this Madden 19. We're on the tail end of it. How are we going to finish this? We're going to finish this strong with innovation. Why? So we set ourselves up nicely for Madden 20. That's what we're trying to do right now. Push the limits. We're working smarter, not harder. This draft right here, OSU, how much work was it really compared to what we used to do when we used to just pull strings everywhere? This was light work, man. This is all, this is moonwalking right here. It's probably a little bit more than what we did last year. Or the years before, when it was more of just, obviously still a podcast kind of feel, but it gives you the user a lot more back as far as entertainment watching, and we've seen it in the numbers right now, OSU. This was a phenomenal turnout. If you guys enjoyed this, if you enjoyed the Commissioner Corner podcast number 56, the best CC podcast we've put out, let us know. Continue to let us know, and we'll continue to grow this thing.
And then last but not least, before we run our final giveaway and get out of here, going into season 38, which team do you think improved themselves to where they can reach the next level? Whether it's a 0-win team or a 1-win team to win a couple games, whether it's a 4-win team to get in the playoff hunt, like who moved the most in this draft?
In the draft, I got to say the Texans. Defensively, I think they did it, and they're winning on the straw poll right now. They got 7 votes.
Yeah,
I see Eric G's got 3. I just got to go them, man, because they just look like they picked up a lot. I like what the Philadelphia Eagles did. They got a safety over the top. They brought in a lineman. I just think that's a very tough division. It's going to take more than one draft in one round. But I think the Texans, that's an open division. As much as AA has dominated it, I think they can be a little sneaky next year. But off-season wise, I say don't sleep on Seattle. They brought in Chuck Thomas. Don't sleep on the New England Patriots. They brought in Allen Rose. There was just so many moving pieces this offseason. I think a lot of people improved. The Atlanta Falcons have Dak Prescott, a very underappreciated. I'm not going to say underrated because he's a very well-capable quarterback. Underappreciated in Dallas, finds a home in Atlanta. Millhauser's out. They expect him to be gone next season. So I think there's a lot of teams trending up in these last, 3 seasons of this cycle. But as far as draft goes, I got to go with the Texans.
All right, we're going to do one more giveaway. Again, it's for an MBL t-shirt off of our merchandise sponsor
Or
page.
anything under about $30 on there, guys.
And by the way, big shout out to our merchandise sponsor, CFN Clothing. CFNclothing.com, you click on the MBL tab. I've got a number I'm trying to pick out. I think I have it, but I got to make sure it's right. Okay, this time, the number is going to be between 1 and 95. You want to know why I picked number 95?
Yeah, I want to know.
Because 95 is Miami Dolphins wide receiver Mike Evans' deep route running.
Ooh,
and
wow.
route running doesn't matter. So there you go.
Mike Evans, another one that has phenomenal downfield ability, and his route running deep is much better due to his limited agility and ability to bend. He's able to get going down the field and break without really losing any kind of speed. He's another just great deep route runner in the game.
Waiting for a winner.
Maybe the number's 95.
It was not. That was like the first two that were guessed.
Oh, okay.
Cougs went with 0, even though it's 1 to 95.
He's always thinking outside the box. He's trying not to win too.
Ooh.
Tell you what, our chatter's going to be crazy on these stats from.
Woof.
If there's a way to gimmick that up, this is a cheap way to.
I should have made it 1 to like 10,000. Like, there you go. Let's get the chat rolling now.
They would still keep guessing.
Still
If you did
nobody has
that,
gotten
I would
it,
just
guys.
say, nah, I'm good.
Still nobody has gotten it.
Phone back up. I'm trying to win this thing. Let's see, 33.
I gotta make sure I didn't click the other screen, the other scene button, because it would just show what the number is. Somebody gets 511. That's not gonna work out. 6,112. Almost got it. Oh God! Planet finally got it.
Oh, did he?
Planet finally got it. It was 30.
I guessed 30.
You did.
I thought I put 30 in there.
You did not.
Hold on. I think I put it after he put it then. Everybody's still guessing. I don't know where. I swear I thought I put 30 for sure. He won the giveaway. Planet. His last guess was 21 on there.
His last guess was 21, but
Yeah.
he hit 30 first. Darko almost got it. He had 9,293. He almost just a little off.
Planet says F you, bomber. Oh, Planet, why are you saying that, man?
That's just uncalled for.
Yeah, that's a
Y'all
little far,
did. Listen, I don't do it. Planet was the first one to do it.
I started at 1 and got the 63.
Maybe that's why Nightbot was like, "You're not actually guessing, you jerk."
Dark Brawler in the chat says I was close to guessing 30. Dark Brawler has a sub here?
He was gifted one.
Oh yeah, of course. That makes sense. Brawler, I expect you to keep that sub up, bro. I had 30 earlier, I think. Yeah, I thought I did.
Big shout out to Bogey Express joining us in the chat. He won one of our giveaways a while ago, and he follows us on Twitter. Is one.
He
of
got
our
the
big
camo.
supporters.
He won the camo sweatshirt.
One
right?
of the coolest guys on Twitter. Shout out to Evie Rainbow Rose for the host, but we're leaving now. So appreciate the host though.
Hey, wait. Let's send our. Let's raid somebody.
Oh sure.
Cool with that?
Sure.
You can't say you're not at this point.
Oh, why wouldn't I be?
I've already rated shop before, right? He's got 22.
Yeah, we've rated shop before.
Let's find someone playing Madden that's got about. What do you guys think, man? One that's got about 30, maybe. We're second right now at 50, 52.
Okay, I got a guy.
Got a guy. Who is it? Who do you see on that?
Okay, it's Ohio Men 614. And I'm not picking him just because he's Ohio.
I mean, if you are,
he
that's
says
fine.
614. But here's why I'm picking him. A, he's got a face cam and he's streaming right now. B, he's doing LCQ. And C, during Friday Night Football, he was one of the most active guys.
What's his name? What's his thing on there?
It's Ohio Madden 614.
Well, how many people are watching him?
6, 7.
Okay, yeah, well, let's make his day then. All right, guys, stay around. Let's make this guy's day. He's got 6 viewers. Let's show him what the MBL's about. Y'all guys cool with that? We got Cougs playing in the chat. Rose, what's up, man? Appreciate you stopping by. Just missed the stream. We're actually going off the air right now. We just do about a first round. You can go back and rewatch it. It'll be on Twitch. No sub needed. Let's roll with it.
All right, the Raiders getting set up. Stick around, guys. Show them your love. Let them know MBL sent you. Just show them some love. Show them some of that Madden community love. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us for the MBL Season 38 Rookie Draft. Don't forget, on Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time is going to be our season preview show right here, twitch.tv/MBL Network. Don't miss out on that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we head into Season 38 of the Madden Bomber League. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us again tonight. I'm OSU hanging out with my man Bomber. Appreciate everybody who's in the chat rolling with that one. Stick around for the raid of Ohio Madden 614. Let them know MBL sent you, and we'll see you next time right here on the MBL Network.